Welcome to episode 19 of the Shaffer Creative Podcast. This is part 2 of my conversation with Disney animator Michael Surrey. Mike's probably best known for being the supervising animator of Timon on The Lion King, but he's animated a great many other Disney characters over the years, and now he's working in the story department at DreamWorks. Shaffer Creative was born out of my family of 6, all pursuing one of my creative disciplines as a profession: animation, painting, writing, filmmaking, and photography. The Shaffer Creative Podcast allows me to reach out to my creative colleagues and heroes to have a conversation about their craft and the professional life that they've built as artists. I'm animation director Todd Shaffer, the father and your host on this edition of the Shaffer Creative Podcast. You can now support this podcast by becoming a patron with either a one-time gift or a recurring monthly pledge. Your support will help us cover our operating costs and keep this podcast alive. Find the Patreon links on our website at shaffercreative.studio or go to patreon.com/Shaffer Creative. In part 1 of my conversation, Mike talked about his development as an animator, his years of studying animation at Sheridan, and getting his first job in animation. In this episode, Mike tells us how he got into Disney, even though he was rejected in his first attempt. Mike and I met over breakfast at a coffee shop in Burbank.
I got a call from Bill Matthews, who ran the program at Feature Animation, and called me and says, "Hey, Mike, it's Bill Matthews from Feature Animation here at Walt Disney Studios." And I went, "Oh, wow, hey, Bill." He goes, "Hey, Bill, we just took a look at your stuff, and it just turns out you just don't have it, kid." I went, "What?" He goes, "You just don't have it. I don't know, that little movie you had in there, the boxer, you might want to maybe finish that and show it to us again when you get that done. But, thanks a lot." And I was like, "I don't have it. What does that mean, I don't have it?"
Can you be any more vague?
Yeah.
And discouraging at the same time.
So I had a friend that was working at the studio already, Nick Ranieri, was already working there, and he saw it, and he just said, don't do anything new. Just take this stuff that you have in the middle, put it in the front. Put this thing over here, and just shift stuff around. Submitted it, did that, submitted it again, and they had a review where it just happened to be, serendipity be that they were in a meeting where they said, we need to get some trainees in here, people that can animate, but we need to train them. So we need some candidates for that. So then my stuff comes up in this meeting, and Glenn's there, and other people say, "Oh yeah, well that guy will work, this guy will work," and Bill's like, "Well, I already talked to him. I don't know if he's really." I was like, "No, come on, Bill. We can train this guy."
So you never had any sense of security there?
No. I thought I did once I got to Disney. I thought, okay, I made it, because I was working in London at the time, because they said yes, so I went to London. But then all of a sudden I came home at Christmas time and there's a letter from Disney. "You've been accepted in the training program." I go, "Well, shit, I just signed a contract with Universal." So I called Disney, what do I do? And they says, "Well, it should say in there that you have a probationary period." I go, yeah, it says 3 months. Because you just honor that, and then you can leave, and we'll have you come to the training program after that. I went, great, okay. I now had to just go to Universal and play dumb until 3 months later and then leave. So I did. I went there. It was a good experience because I have family in London and England. All my parents are English, and so it was my first experience traveling out of the country, out of overseas into Europe. So I went there, and I was there for 3 or 4 months and animating on American Tail 2, and a lot of the people I met there, some of them I work with now, because Amblin got absorbed, it became DreamWorks. So I left there, came back, grabbed my wife and my daughter, and with a friend and her sister, we drove 2 cars out to California from New York. And my wife was pregnant with my son at the time, so she stayed home and then just flew when it was close to when we were about to get there. And we were roommates with Brian.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so because Brian was already there, and so we became roommates. So it was me and my wife and my daughter on one side of this apartment and Brian on the other side. And we did that, and I thought, okay, good, I made it. So I started working on Prince and the Pauper, and I was an animation assistant, or assistant animator, or animation assistant. And I was working with Mark Hausler, old gritty veteran, and we're working and trying to learn, I'm in-betweening stuff and trying to figure out how, X sheets work at Disney and the whole process. And so it was getting near I had him look at one of my scenes, and then we were just talking as he's saying, oh, so you're going on to Beauty and the Beast? He goes, yeah. In 2 weeks they're moving me over. I go on to Beauty and the Beast. I went, so I'm going to be going too? He goes, oh, I don't know about that. I went, oh. He goes, yeah, I know I'm going. I went, oh, okay. So I thought, okay, this guy's not really like shepherding me through. They just sort of almost like he walked in and they went, oh, can you go sit with Todd? Yeah, Todd will show you what's going on. And then you go, oh, okay, yeah, so yeah, you do this, and this, and then that person thinks that you're his keeper. And no. So I'm like, no, I go, what do I do now? I got a kid and I came all this way. Am I going to have to find somewhere else to work now? Like, this doesn't make sense to me. But eventually I got absorbed into the budget, and then they put me with another animator named Dave Steffen, Canadian, and I worked on Lumiere with Nick. So I started being an anime assistant on Beauty and the Beast with him, and then it was that lesson to me that said, okay, the only way I'm going to get ahead here, or sort of show them that I can do more than just rough in between stuff, is I have to animate something. And if they're not going to give it to me, I'll have to just do it myself. So I just grabbed one of the characters from the movie, and I think it was LeFou, and I just made up a test, and animated something. And I did it on my own time at night. So my normal pattern would be work during the day on whatever they gave me, go home, help my wife get my kids to bed. I'd ride my bike to work in the morning, ride my bike home, because we only had one car, and then at night I would drive to work, like around 8 o'clock, 8 or 9, go into work, animate for about 3 or 4 hours, come home about the time my son would be getting up to be fed. I'd feed him. He'd go to bed, I go to bed, and the
oh my gosh.
Cycle went on.
How long did you do that?
For the length of the movie. I think the length of Beauty and the Beast, yeah.
So that must have been, 3 years? 2 years?
Well, a little under a year and a half of animation time. But I got a test together, and then they review you. And then they reviewed and said, oh, okay. I had some animation from the movie as well as my test, and they went, oh, okay, well, this guy should be animating. So they appointed me to animator.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. So now I go on to Aladdin. Okay. All right, now I'm feeling more secure, right? But then they didn't put me on a character. They just put me on the movie. And sometimes that means you can just be like this utility guy, and you're just like, oh, there's a crowd scene. Okay, and Mike do it. Oh, we have this shot of our main characters, but they're really small. Yeah, Mike do it. You can be that guy. Yeah. I was like, oh crap, I don't want to be that guy. Because everybody I knew, like Tony Bancroft and Brian, were all being assigned to characters. I didn't have a character. Like nobody assigned me to a character. Wow. Like, so I was like, so this went on for a bit. I was doing some crowd stuff, parade stuff, and finally our production manager or associate producer came into my office with Tony. And she goes, oh, hey, guys. We're just talking. She goes, oh, hey, Mike, come on, we have an Aladdin meeting. I went, all right. I went, Tony, come on, we got an Aladdin meeting. Thinking the movie, Aladdin. We got a meeting. And she goes, no, not the movie. It's just character. I go, oh, I'm on the character Aladdin? She goes, yeah. I went, oh. So now, from college days of working with, seeing Glenn from a distance on Beauty and the Beast, but not working with him, and then now I'm working with them. So I go to a meeting, casual. It's like 2 sofas and a coffee table in the building, and you sit down and there's all the animators that are going to be working on Aladdin sitting there. and John Musker and Ron Clements, the directors. And John's funny because I mean I know him well now, but at the time I'm like you guys. In my brain I'm going, you guys did Mermaid, you guys did Great Mouse Detective. Oh my God, that's Glenn Gein. I'm sitting here, okay. And then John looks at Glenn. Now, if my water was me, John looks at Glenn and goes, "Who's this?" And I'm right there, and he goes, "Oh, it's Mike." "Oh, is he an animator?" And he goes, "Yeah. He's going to be like working with. Is he working with you?" And he goes, "Well, no, he's working on the team. He's part of the team." And then Dave Steffen, who was my mentor in Beauty and the Beast, was in that crew. He goes, he had to explain, "No, he's just got promoted to animator, so he's going to be animating on the movie." Oh, okay. But never looked at me. Never. Never. It was so intimidating. So I'm like, oh my God. So, I floundered a little bit in them at the beginning because, you just tighten up and you want everything to be, I want to impress him, but I'm not going to impress him.
Right.
But speeding through that, I learned a lot as far as everything from simple things like how to draw eye directions to how to watch him go over my drawings and see how simple he would make things and that I was making more complicated in my mind. Because I'm not the savviest of learners, but I do learn visually very well. That if I see how you do something over what I did, I learn that. I can, if I'm thinking this is the way you draw eyes, that is it, 100%. I should give it to you, and you go, and I go, oh, that's how you draw eyes. And that's sort of what it was, a constant wave of that for me. And I learned a lot from him because Glenn would spend the time teaching as you were working, and I thought it was fantastic. I did, the work I did on Aladdin for me, it sits somewhere not in the best of places for me personally what I did.
Yeah.
But the learning curve, stuff you don't see on the screen, there's nothing I've done. There's no movie that I've ever done or been on something where I've been, let's say, at 0 to go to 1,000, like an arc, like to see how much I would learn. There's no place, no other spot in my life, I think, where I learned so much than in that world, which would pay off later, not necessarily right in that moment of Glenn teaching me something and then me doing that. He goes, "Yeah, that's it," and then I do this. "Yeah, it's even better." It was sort of a slow process for me.
Wow.
So, but near the end of the movie, it starts again. People start to get rolled off, or they start to say, "Oh, you're going to be working on Pocahontas. Oh, you're going to go on to this other movie called Lion King." So I started hearing people being called off, and I'm like, "Oh, well." Then that's when you start to wonder, roll call, right? Like, it's the quintessential picking of teams, right?
Yeah.
Am I going to be the last one picked?
And all you hear is, "You don't have it, kid."
And that's right. That's what I have in my head. I've been promoted. I've been hired. I've been promoted. I've been working with Glenn, who's been saying good things to me. But you're still in your head. I still think that. And so one by one, I'm hearing people getting moved over to, "Oh, I'm going on to this next month. Oh, I'm going over there in 2 weeks. And this is my last week on this. Oh. So my brain starts to think, okay, well, what about me? So the only person that was sort of on the same par as being animating assistant, hired animating assistant, promoted to animator, was this woman named Cynthia Overman. And so she would be my comparable, for me. Because we started at the same time, moved up at the same time, and we're on the same movie, blah, blah, blah. So then I hear that she has a meeting with this guy, Bill Dennis, who's the guy who says, sign your contract or you're fired. And I went, oh, okay, so she's meeting with him next week. So next week comes, and then somebody goes, "You hear Cynthia got laid off?" I went, "What?" I thought she had me. She goes, "Yeah, she went in and Bill said they don't have any room for her. She got laid off." And I'm like, oh. So my brain now goes, I'm going to get laid off. So then I get that day a call saying, meet with Bill a week from that day. So I'm going to meet with Bill next week. So for 1 week, I am like stomach tight. I got 2 kids. You know, what am I going to do? You know, I was living, where are we? Right over those apartments, right over there, right across from your hotel. I was living there, and I'm just thinking, like, okay, maybe I got to apply to other studios. I think Ralph Bakshi's studio, I don't like his work, but I gotta work somewhere, and maybe I'll put my portfolio in there. There's somebody that I know that works there that might be able to help me, you know. And I'm just panicking. So now it's the day of my meeting. I ride my bike from here and go into work, and I go to his building, which we're in that warehouse area where DreamWorks is now.
Yes, right.
That's where we were. So he was in a different building. So I rode my bike to work. I was at work, and I got to go to my bill meeting, ride my bike up to his office. And I come in a little out of breath because it's riding to get there. He goes, oh yeah, Mike, come on in. And I'm like, oh, here we go. He goes, oh, did you ride your bike? I go, yeah. It's, you know, I ride my bike. You know, oh wow, that's great. You know, I like to run. I went, oh, great. You know. I'm thinking in my mind, just get to it. Just do it. just don't pull the Band-Aid off slow. Just fucking rip it off. And then he goes, yeah, great. Yeah, so yeah, I like to run. See, the thing is with running is that you need to you can't just do it. You got to build it up. Run a little bit, walk. Run a bit, walk. I get like getting more pissed, but I'm like going, oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, interesting. And he goes, yeah, so like I started building up, and I'm trying to do like a half marathon. I don't think I could do a full marathon. I'm just like, holy crap, like what's going on here? And then finally goes, yeah, I need you to sign your option here. I went, what? He goes, oh yeah, I need you to just sign your option. Your contract is an option. We picked it up. So you just need to sign it. Oh, so I signed it. He goes, so anyway, while you're running, you just want to make sure. And I just thought, you know, he was just being nice because he didn't see any. Like, it was just a nice meeting for him. Right. But for me, a week of
total panic and fear.
And then I got so angry at myself for spending that week beating myself up, not believing in myself, not wasting time, wasting energy, getting worried about stuff that I can't control. Right. So I said, I'm never going to do that again. That's it. That's the last time I'm doing that. So I went in there mad at him, but then I came out of that mad at myself. I said, no, I'm not going to do that again. So now I didn't know what I was going to do next, and then all of a sudden, a week later, I get a call from Rob Minkoff saying, hey, how would you like? We'd like you to be our supervisor or one of our characters on Lion King. And I go, oh, wow, I'd love to do that. You know, which character? Well, we're thinking Tony was going to do Pumbaa, and you would do Timon. Oh, wow, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, thank you, you know.
I'll continue my conversation with Mike in the next episode. And Mike will continue his story at Disney, looking beyond Lion King. Looking ahead, maritime painter John Stobart will be my guest in a few weeks. John's carved out a lifetime career painting historic maritime subjects, and at 89 years of age, he's still going strong. Thank you for joining us on this edition of the Shaffer Creative Podcast. You'll find the show notes and more information about Shaffer Creative at shaffercreative.studio. Consider supporting this podcast on our Patreon page, and please share us on social media. Music is by Lee Rosevear.